Hello, I'm Jalasping Angwam and let's have the top stories on ISTV News today. FCI officials say chains of FCI godown at Korengai into vehicle parking for oil tankers will face rise problem in the state. Now the news in detail. Some officials of FCI have appealed to the authority concerned for cancellation of the Order of Consumers Affairs, Food and Public Distribution, Government of Manipur, that the present godown of FCI at Korengai will be changed into vehicle parking for oil tankers at the earliest. It has been stated that it may make a big problem to get rice in the state. According to reports received by the ISTV News, the FCI officials have already submitted a written complaint to the Director of Consumers Affairs, Food and Public Distribution. A team of ISTV News inspected the site today. All the loaded trucks coming from Ziribam and Dimapur are stranded near the roadside. When talking to caretakers of the godown, they told that according to an order of Manipur government that the oil tankers parked at Interstate Bus Terminus Kuman Lampak earlier must be parked at FCI godown Korengai so that all the loaded trucks of FCI are not allowed to park on the complex of the godown. It may be mentioned that earlier, Northern Frontier Railway has already announced to block the railway track from Silchar to Lumding for upgradation of railway tracks to broad gauge. Viewing this, the concerned department has started to pile up the necessary rice for the state as much as possible by the department. However, no place for storing the rice in proper place may create a big problem for the state. On the other hand, though the Works Minister has claimed that 80% construction of ISBT was completed, the present condition of the ISBT is miserable. The complex has become a dharmashala for outsiders. All footpaths are like toilets for them. Talking to ISTV News, some drivers said at night, many persons who don't know Hindi language also stayed at the complex. If the authority concerned does not look into the matter in time, the complex will become worse day by day, they said. Pakistan Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif will attend Narendra Modi's oath-taking ceremony as Prime Minister of India on Monday, May 26, his office has confirmed. Sources in the Pakistan government say the two leaders are expected to meet on the sidelines of the ceremony. Sharif is also likely to invite Modi to visit Pakistan and meet President Pranab Mukherjee, they added. Hope this will usher in a new era between India and Pakistan. Nawaz Sharif has always said that he wants to maintain good relations with all neighboring countries, especially with India, Sharif's media advisor Tariq Azim told a news channel. Welcoming the move, BJP leader Prakash Javadekar said this is very good news. Invitations for the oath-taking ceremony have been sent to all heads of government from the South Asian Association for Regional Cooperation (SAARC). Narendra Modi, who will be sworn in as India's new Prime Minister on Monday, has played its cards close, but there is intense speculation about who will join his cabinet. The BJP is holding a series of meetings to finalize the list. The names of Arun Jaitley, Arun Sori and Subramaniam Swamy are doing the rounds for the Finance Ministry, which has the task of preparing a roadmap to revive the economy. Mr. Jaitley is also being seen as the front-runner for the External Affairs portfolio. BJP President Rajnath Singh could move to the government to head the crucial Home Ministry. Sources say JP Nadda, who met Mr. Modi along with the latest top aide Amit Shah today morning, may replace him in the party. Sources say Sushma Swaraj could be considered for the defence or human resource development portfolios. Ms. Swaraj, the leader of opposition in the outgoing Lok Sabha, is reportedly keen on heading one of the four top ministries: Home, Finance, Defence or External Affairs. As a party gift to the cause of girl education in his home state, Prime Minister-designate Narendra Modi has donated Rs 21 lakh from his personal savings to create a corpus fund for educating daughters of drivers and peons working with the Gujarat government. A foundation would be set up for the administration of the corpus fund under Chief Minister Anandiben Patel and the Chief Secretary. Modi had initiated the Kanya Kelavani campaign in Gujarat for ensuring girl-child education. He had raised Rs 89.96 crore by auctioning all gifts he received as Chief Minister and donated this to the Kanya Kelavani Fund. Congress members of Parliament from both Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha will meet today to elect a new chairperson for the Congress Parliamentary Party. This will be the first parliamentary party meeting of the Congress after its debacle in the Lok Sabha election, where it could win only 44 seats. Congress President Sonia Gandhi is likely to be again elected the chairperson of the Congress Parliamentary Party at a meeting, party sources said. The meeting of the CPP general body is being held ahead of the Narendra Modi-led National Democratic Alliance government taking over on May 26. The CPP chairperson will nominate the leaders of the party in both Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha at a time when there is still a question mark over whether Congress will get the leader of opposition post in the lower house after failing to win the requisite number of 55 seats. Sazia Ilmi, one of the founder members of Arvind Kejriwal-led Aam Aadmi Party, is believed to be considering resignation from the party, allegedly because she is unhappy with the party leadership. Sources in the party say Ilmi was unhappy over the choice of her Lok Sabha constituency Ghaziabad, from where she unsuccessfully contested. A journalist who has been with the party since its inception, she reportedly wanted to contest from one of the 7 seats in Delhi. The AAP leader is expected to address media today. Ilmi had also lost the Delhi Assembly elections from the RK Puram constituency. Meanwhile, a Delhi court on Saturday issued bailable warrant against Aam Aadmi Party leader Sazia Ilmi for non-appearance in a defamation case filed by Kapil Sibal's son Amit. In his complaint, Amit Sibal had named AAP leader Arvind Kejriwal, Prashant Bhushan and Sazia Ilmi, who had alleged that Kapil Sibal had a conflict in seeking to revise a tax demand telecom measure Vodafone. Sky Air, an aviation company, has come up with the good news for the residents of Jharkhand. With the introduction of Sky Air Passenger Air Ambulance Service, any patient can now avail medical facilities in just a few hours. To any part of the country for treatment, the patient will be transported within just the blink of an eye with the piloting of these air ambulances. This service is available 24 hours day or night. Sky Air's director Sahid Khan told a Delhi Hindi national paper that the aircraft will be made available to travel to all distant places in India, be it Mumbai, Delhi, Bangalore, Chennai or Kolkata. The air ambulances will consist of medical facilities such as life support system, besides ventilators, oxygen, in addition to the team of specialists who are going to be available inside the aircraft for surveillance. In a shocking incident on court premises in the national capital, 3 people, including a woman lawyer, were assaulted at the Tees Hazari court on Friday afternoon, allegedly by a mob of about 30 lawyers. The trio had gone to the court in connection with a molestation case filed by a student from the Northeast against an advocate. On Thursday night, a woman from Nagaland studying at the Delhi University was allegedly molested by a lawyer at the Vishwavidyalaya metro station in North Delhi. The alleged accused was apprehended by bystanders and handed over to the police on Friday when 2 of the student's friends, who are members of the Northeast Union, and a woman lawyer representing her went to court. They were brutally attacked. According to the student's lawyer, the accused and some of his associates chased her for a while, after which they slapped her and threatened her if she pursued the case any further. One of the friends suffered major injuries on his face. He was admitted to a hospital by the police but was later released. The other friend was slapped inside the court in front of a judge, following which chaos broke out in the court. The police, who were outnumbered by the lawyers, were eventually able to rescue the students. A complaint has been filed at the Sabji Mandi police station near Tees Hazari. The man accused in the molestation case is out on interim bail. T.R. Jillian, who was sworn in as Chief Minister of Nagaland today, has been involved in state politics for nearly 4 decades and served as a minister in various governments during the major part of the period. Zeliang became the president of Youth Congress in his native parent district while he was studying at Kohima College in 1976, and though he lost the first 2 assembly elections he contested in 1982 and 1987, he won in successive polls after that and never looked back. 62-year-old Jeliang, born in Maupuma village of Parent district, had received his school education from Don Bosco School at Dibrugarh in Assam. As a young man, he was involved in various social activities and was the president of Jalirong Students' Union from 1975 to 1979, General Secretary of Jalirong Action Committee and Jalirong Youth Organization, besides being the co-founder of Parent College. Candidates in Ukraine's presidential election stayed out of the public eye on Saturday, observing a ban on campaigning on the eve of a vote that Kyiv hopes can help end a bitter confrontation with Russia. On Friday, armed pro-Russian separatists and a Ukrainian militia group clashed in the east of Ukraine, leaving at least 2 dead. An attack on Ukrainian troops a day earlier killed 17 soldiers, officials have said. Kyiv's pro-Western leaders hope Sunday's poll will stabilize the former Soviet republic after street protests topple Moscow-backed President Viktor Yanukovych, and pro-Russian separatists responded by seizing Crimea and parts of eastern Ukraine. The Ukrainian authorities have promised a suspension of anti-separatist operations on the day of the election, billed as the most important in 23 years of independence from Moscow, but Friday's clash suggested violence may mar the event. The license of an Indian dentist was revoked in the US after he attempted to extract 20 teeth from the mouth of a 64-year-old woman in one sitting, which led to her death. The dentist, Dr. Rashmi Patel, was performing the procedure on Judith Gann on February 17th when she lost consciousness. The procedure included placing implants in the woman's mouth after removing the teeth, according to the New York Daily News. The paper quoted Mr. Patel's assistant as saying that he had requested him to stop the procedure before calling for the emergency services. He wanted to complete the placement of implants as the assistant begged Patel to stop working and finally ran out and called 911, but the patient had already flatlined, the State Department of Public Health wrote in a report. Now the top stories once again. FCI officials say chains of FCI godown at Korengai into vehicle parking for oil tankers will face rise problem in the state. That's all for today, and thanks for joining us.